Hey there guys, this is Sam.
And Justin.
At the Survival Review. And today we're going to be talking about the sequel to the classic film Jaws, Jaws 2.
A movie that should never have happened.
Yeah, it shouldn't have happened, but you know, with all the money they made from the first one, it had to happen.
Yeah. And to be honest, where it's not really that good of a movie, it's not as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah, it's not...
I'd say whenever...
It's not the worst Jaws movie.
No. I say whenever I see that movie clumped in like a set with Jaws 3 and Jaws Revenge, because they always are, I always feel bad.
Yeah.
Because Jaws 2 is at least a competently made movie. It's well shot, decently directed, whereas Jaws 3 and 4 are just crap.
Yep.
So I always feel bad whenever I see just like the Jaws sequel collection and Jaws 2 is with 3 and 4. It's like, but it's not as bad as those.
It's not. But... what can you really do?
Yeah.
It's a sequel to a classic movie. It's going to get clumped together and like...
yeah.
It's just not as good.
Pretty much.
It's not as good.
No.
But,
No.
you know, it still has Roy Scheider.
Yes.
He comes back and it's kind of a rehash. Not exactly.
When you explain the plot of it, it's essentially just a rehash. It's basically just another shark shows up in Amity and they have to stop it.
And so there's not that much to it.
No.
But, like, something that we talked about was seeing Amity again.
Yes.
You know, it's cool.
That's
it's
the
actually
best part of the movie.
Yeah, you know, you see people, you recognize characters from the first one, like not major characters.
No. But you get to see the mayor again.
Mm-hmm.
You see Brody's wife. You see Brody's kids who aged like more than Brody had.
Yeah.
The kids have aged like 5 or 6 years, and everybody else has only aged like maybe 3.
Yeah.
So that's the kids' ages has always been weird. It's like the vacation movies where the kids' ages just don't matter.
Yep.
Essentially.
But
the director is not Steven Spielberg.
No, he's some other dude.
And he tries his hardest to recreate like the feel of the first Jaws.
And he does a decent job.
It's like Halloween 1 and 2, where Halloween 2 feels like the first one. Like the director is really trying to capture that feel of the first film. That's what they do with this one. And for the most part, it's successful. It's fun to return to this town and see all these characters again.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Exactly. Now, overall, it doesn't have the same...
impact.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's not quite as great.
The way I describe this movie as, if you think about it at the time it came out in 1978, back when it probably came out in the summer, I'm assuming, and this is that time where there wasn't a big blockbuster movie coming out every weekend. So for like a summer blockbuster in 1978, it's an entertaining movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun B-shark movie.
Exactly.
It's what Jaws could have been with a lesser director and lesser cast and everything.
Yeah, and it would have been a movie that we would have forgotten and wouldn't have gone down in history, but because the first one was so well done.
Yeah. And if Jaws 2 was just a standalone movie, you probably wouldn't even be talking about it.
Exactly.
It would have just been forgotten. It's a well-made movie. The shark in the movie, you see a lot more.
Yeah. And
yes, it lessens the impact, and the shark looks a bit more fake. The shark still looks pretty good, though. But the shark looks a bit more fake. They try to make him cool by, like, there's a scene early on where side of his face gets burned up, which is one of the stupidest scenes ever in a movie. Just essentially a lady pours gasoline on herself and blows herself up.
It's so dumb, but...
It's ridiculous. But the look of the shark is cool. It's different than any of the Jaws movies.
Yeah.
It makes it stand out. And the first half of the movie that follows Brody and him realizing there's another shark is entertaining enough. All the acting is good. What I forgot to mention is when it comes to the plot of the movie it's kind of like the first Jaws, where the first half is about the town dealing with the situation, and the second half is about the isolated group of people dealing with it.
Yep.
The first one you have Brody, Quint, and Hooper, and this one you have a group of teenagers.
Exactly.
Including Brody's son. That's what the second half of the movie mostly focuses on. And that part of the movie suffers the most. Because the teenagers aren't badly acted. They're not bad actors, but none of those characters are interesting at all.
No, you don't really care about
any of them. Even Brody's kid you don't really care about. You just care because he's Brody's kid.
And that's what made the first one so great, is because you only had 3 guys out with the shark, but they were so memorable and you really cared about the characters. Yeah. That's what made it awesome.
Like, you're scared when the shark is attacking Hooper in the cage because you're just like, I don't want him to die.
Yeah.
In this one, if a kid died, whatever. And mild spoiler alert, but I guess it's good to know going in. None of like those main kids at the end, none of them die. Yeah. The body count in this movie is actually really small.
Exactly. And you'd think with, what is it, like 8, 9 kids out there? Yes. You'd think at least a handful of these kids that you don't care about would die, but none of them do.
There's even moments at the end where the characters fall into the water and the shark is right there. And there's even one scene where the girl's in the water and the shark just swims past her. That's the scene. I was like, what?
He's just like, nah.
He's like, I got more important things to do. Yeah. That's how even the shark is uninterested in these characters. He's just like, whatever. Although, when it comes to the death scenes, as few as there are some good ones. Yeah. Aside from the stupid lady burning herself, which is one of the funniest things in a movie.
It's so dumb.
It's terrible. It's terrible. There's a few good death scenes. There's the one scene where this couple is in a boat in the middle of nowhere where the boyfriend gets killed. And that scene is actually, you don't see the shark, and it's actually really suspenseful and really creepy. And there's one scene where you literally see the girl get swallowed whole by the shark. And the shot's from behind the shark. And that scene's great too. So when there are death scenes, they're good. The shark takes down a helicopter at one point in the movie, which is so ridiculous but enjoyable in like a stupid way. Yeah. It was funny just to see the shark take down the helicopter. Like, what? I was okay with it though. One of the things that annoys me is in that first half of the movie where Roy Scheider is trying to convince people that there's a shark, is how nobody believes him. Yeah. It really makes the town seem really stupid.
This guy who saved, like, he killed the shark in the first movie. This thing that, like, everyone's like, we got the shark, no. And then, like, he proved them wrong, he got the shark, the real one. They're still going to question him?
Not only that, you know he's a strong character, that he's not just going to get paranoid because a person gets killed, and he's not going to think, oh, it's a shark. You know that he's smart, and he knows this stuff, and you didn't believe him last time in the first movie, and look what happened. And in the first film, it's at least semi-believable because they want to keep the beaches open, and they think it might not be that bad of a thing. So it's still a little goofy, but it's more believable. Yeah. And this one, it's just like, at least, okay, if you don't believe him, at least look into it more. Don't call him a lunatic.
Exactly.
Roy Scheider is so good in the movie. There's that great moment when he's trying to convince all the townspeople that the picture is of a shark. Yeah. And he just gives this great moment where he's just like,
but I'm telling you and I'm telling everybody at this table that that's a shark. And I know what a shark looks like because I've seen one up close. And you better do something about this one because I don't intend to go through that hell again.
And you're just like, yeah, believe him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's that one scene where Brody just starts shooting at the water because he sees that shadow in the water and thinks it's a shark. I didn't like that scene because it just made Brody seem stupid. I don't know. It made him seem reckless. Yeah. And I'm like, and Brody is such a great character.
He is.
And Roy Scheider is still so great as Brody.
That made him seem like he really was paranoid.
Yes.
And that's not how he should be.
No, but Roy Scheider is so great as the part that this movie could have just been him solving a murder mystery and have no sharks in it whatsoever. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'd watch just separate Brody adventures.
Totally.
That's more interesting than we get with Jaws 2.
Yeah. So another thing that's worth mentioning is the score, which is by John Williams.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that because John Williams doesn't seem to just do like a run-of-the-mill sequel.
No, but he did do this one.
Yes, and it's good. It's actually
it's John
good.
Williams. I mean, it's what you expect. It's good.
The music in the opening scene is actually really good. It's just this big, grand score that's not scary. It's adventurous. Yeah. When the title pops up, which makes us feel like it's an event movie. So the movie, it has its moments. Yeah. It's an enjoyable enough, B shark movie.
Yeah, it's not miserable to watch.
Oh, no, not at all. It gets a little slow in the middle there when it starts focusing on the teenagers, and Brody kind of gets reduced a little bit to more of a minor character until he pops back in at the end. That part, that's when it kind of slows down, and there's not as many kills, and you just focus on the teenagers that you just don't care about. Yeah. But the first half is fun enough because you have the characters that you like from the original, and you see them more. And that's cool, but it's nothing special.
So out of 10, what do you think you're going to give the movie?
I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
6. Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you. I think 6 is good for this movie. Yeah. It's not a bad movie by any means, but it's not anything special.
No. Do you need to watch this movie? No. Do you need to stay away from it because it's so bad?
No.
No. It's a perfectly serviceable shark movie that it suffers from the fact that it's a sequel to a masterpiece.
Yeah, it didn't need to happen, but it did, and it's not that bad. It could have been worse.
Which will bring us to the next sequels.
Yeah, which were a lot worse.
Yes. Yes.
So, until next time.
We'll talk to you guys later.